Coming through for the Sinners in map number 1 here, Trav. You expecting more of the same here?
Yeah, I want to say I think that realistically, they looked really, really good today. Forzy's been on form. I've been very impressed. However, this is a map that they play a lot and don't necessarily have too much success on. And I really do think Sangal can take us through to a third here. We shall see. We're about to get underway in the pistol round. And a bit of a comment we've had come through from production and the team. I was bang on about them having a Turkish CEO, Sangal, but they are a Dutch organisation. So I was 50% right. And if I'm 50% right with my pick'ems as well, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, not likely, the way things have gone. Look at this aggression for Sinners. This is very different from what we've come to expect. And, oh, it works out nicely. The push down mid, getting weird with it, was even being held for. They just don't care. Corey, good timing. Here's Zedko coming his way, so he's going to bring back that kill. And that's a nice find early on. So, ultimately, doesn't really work out well for the Sinners. They're able to withdraw, though. This play in apartments is going to be everything. Does Zero get spotted going in towards the bedroom? Doesn't look like it. And they are going to clear it out. Nicely done. Now they got the advantage. For a moment, Forzy brings that right back in the fight into Divider. Will lead to a bit of a dust-up on either side. Do they realize they can beat them to the pit? Seemed like they kind of had an idea. And indeed, they are going to go out. Nice shot on for QB. Good connections going on here. He's down off the A card. Molotov clears at the corner. And QB even finds one through the smoke. This bomb's going down. Now this is a prime position for the post plant. A very tough situation for Sinners to try and recover.
Yeah, this is almost impossible. I think in Beastick's case, he might even consider saving the utility. We'll have to see. They are sort of hanging around, but they are now falling back toward Arch and Library, so I think they might have to do that, unfortunately. It is the correct choice. Although it's boring, it is the correct choice. Actually, Shock's been given the utility to go off and save it with his Kevlar, and Beastick might just stick around for a kill or two, which actually is a nice way of doing it to ensure you save what you've invested in, but yeah, Beastick gets nothing done, unfortunately. So Sangal, after a very nice clean take, actually, is going to take the pistol. And I like those sort of pistol plays on the CT side, especially on Inferno for Sinners, to fight fire with what could often be a very fiery rush. And unfortunately, it didn't really work out for them in the end. Sangal were too strong, had control of the apartments, and once they bursted in with a second flash coming out the balcony, it was very successful indeed. And the damage done, of course, was pretty good with that goosh over the top of default. So not much Sinners could do about that. Good opening for Sangal on their T-pistol. They're going for 3 MAC-10s in the following round, so something fast, perhaps?
Looking like it could be. Looking like it should be, even. They're going to split early on, though. It's not going to be a straight banana rush, which is always my instinct when you got the MAC-10s out here. Just so tough to shut down, right? Unless you have the utility dump. It seems like, for now, a little more of a default. Maybe expecting some sort of aggression coming through. It's going to be the flashbang into the apps. All of this space gained. Shock is boosted up on top of the Fortune. If they do just indeed funnel this in towards A, it's well set up for by Sinners. They've got the bodies here. Oh, bodies might soon be lost, though. 2 down for the count. A third as well. Okay, why not? Just run into the stack and kill everybody. But Forzy on notice. You won't even get away. Okay, all right. Relentless.
That was a little bit upsetting, I think, for Forzy. He's on the process of leaving to try and save what he has into the next round to go again, and gets caught by the full moving MAC-10. That is unlucky. And Scrunk with 2, Corey with 2 as well. The MAC-10's just eating up everything there, and they can even upgrade with those MAC-10s to a FAMAS as well. Which some people might say isn't even an upgrade, but it does get the final kill. Soulfly recovers that, and that's a lovely shot toward Beastick, and that's a full clean-up. And that makes the following round, of course, a lot easier to work with. Knowing you haven't got any of those saved Deagles into the following, knowing that Sinners are likely going for a USP stack, it's a lot easier for you, and a bit of mental relaxation. You've got to keep your wits about you, but it's always nice to have a round which you know is after good work with those SMGs can be a little bit freer than it otherwise would have been.
It's also going to be one of those situations where you're so comfortable keeping the MAC-10s up, right? You know this is your chance to just farm some bang. And this time they're going to go for a little bit of the banana aggression, which it's a stack for Sinners. This is what we'd expect.
Fnatic stack.
Yeah, it's a Fnatic stack. They just deployed this in the major. The great effect, and it seems like Sinners may have been watching. The bomb's not committed, so this will be all right. The big problem in that situation was that the bomb went in and Beastick eats some nade damage. And it seems like they're going to be fine. They'll leave the MAC-10s here to try and make some money, which they're going to be able to do quite ably. Corey Lowe says, no, thank you very much. I will back away. Now you try, Fuzi. All right, that's a great shot. It is not going to matter one iota, but that is a great shot through from Zedco.
Yeah, Sangal have learnt the lesson. They've been watching the major, and they've realised that they need to get out of dodge pretty quickly, and they've done exactly that. Not risking being greedy for eco-frags in any way, shape or form. Respect, just keep the MAC-10 there and run off on plant on the opposite side. 1 kill is pretty decent, and I'll have to accept that, Wilson. As Volby can come in, and they do have Forzy on the AWP on their first full gun round as well, which is very handy indeed. And now they know it's in play, I think. I believe it took 1 shot through a smoke at top mid, unless that was Fuzi, I'm not sure. Fuzi was on -1 to start this game, by the way. I don't actually know why that was. I missed that one entirely. But now he's got a kill in the previous and a kill in this round, so he's back up to 1 again. Probably 2 in total, if the truth is known. I didn't see it either.
Warm-up glitch? Maybe he had a disconnect, reconnect in the first round?
Maybe.
In freeze time? Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of, because that'll do it
definitely
sometimes.
didn't suicide. Yeah.
I don't think he... Maybe he died falling on a balcony in the pistol? I don't think so. I feel like we would have noticed that. Scrunk gets a freebie through the smoke. Why not? Okay, that's going to take a rough situation and make it way worse for the Sinners. They just can catch no breaks here early on Inferno. And, well, I mean, at least there's not that much utility left for Sangal, but also Sangal's going to cruise into a light site with just Zedco here to defend. And Zedco doesn't have anything. He's got a single flashbang to try and set himself up for this play. He's now been spotted, and he gets 1, but he's traded. Very good trade there. Nice play from Sangal. The round's over.
Yep, Shock and Forzy will be saving this one, without a shadow of a doubt. But of course, there is some money built up. So Sangal can afford to hunt on a couple of their players. Unfortunately for QB, even though he was quite far up toward A already, he does not shock, and he'll keep his gun in play, and his utility, of course, as well. And as I said, they can probably afford to put 1 more player in, but usually surviving with 3 is better than 2. Soulfly will risk it and get his reward to deal with Shock, and now it's just Forzy remaining. And he might be pinched in a second or 2 if he's not careful. So this AWP, I think it should be fine. He is toward library, and there's players coming up from short and pit, so I don't think he needs to show himself at all. I think he knows that. So he'll be fine. But only 1 player surviving. It's a great start for Sangal. And look at the money built up, as I said. I mean, Scrunk hasn't died yet in this game. He's got 12k in the bank. Make that 10 as he buys some utility. It's particularly clean so far for him.
This is an interesting round, though, right? We saw one of these work out for Sangal over on Overpass. You got the AWP, and you had enough money spare on a bunch of players with the loss bonus now built up that you can actually put quite a bit together here. This is not a comfortable round. And so for Sangal, it's important not to underestimate the defense you've got going here, and based on the posturing I'm seeing early on, I don't think they are. They've literally bought extra HEs so that they could throw the early salvo and still have more nades. I love that on Banana. HEs are so powerful on this map of Inferno, and love that they're bringing in extra.
Yeah.
Forzy may not be expecting the nades. They don't quite land for him. They do damage to B-Stick instead. If they smoke him off, Forzy may not be able to actually do much here. They're already past this smoke. They've covered it off. Spots the player. Deals with new block. Forzy's in a world of hurt now. He gets 1. Goes through this. Oh! Okay. He's trying to make a baller play. Soulfly did it back in turn, and this one's over. 2v4. Just the pistols, but they've got armor. They've got something to save. This series so far, Trav, it's been like ordinary running. It feels like we're watching like 2 cars race where they're driving at normal speeds, and then all of a sudden both will just decide to floor it at the same exact moment.
You know what? You're not wrong. That's a pretty good analogy. I'll give you that one. That was, yeah, it's pretty fun, isn't it? Because we've seen these slow rounds where sometimes they'll descend to like 15 seconds. We've seen the saves, obviously. I mean, that's just a part of Counter-Strike. Everyone knows that it's boring, but it's the right decision. But occasionally we have these situations where both these 2 teams are very happy to go for a wild strafe, go for a wild push in a situation where they know they can take the initiative and get around a bit easier in certain scenarios, and it is very fun. I want to say I've not been disappointed by this series so far. I've very much enjoyed it, and yeah, I think Sangal have been enjoying this start to Inferno as well. 5-0 start, all the money in the world at the moment.
Incidentally, I know you're a racing guy. I know you like a bit of the F1.
Yes.
Did you see the clip of the NASCAR car?
Yes.
Riding the wall.
Yes, I did. That is
pretty wild.
Video game move come real life.
If you haven't seen this clip, folks, I highly recommend you go watch it. We'll talk about this round as soon as it gets interesting, which is going to be pretty close here. But basically, a guy knew that he was absolutely out of the running if he didn't do something wild. So what he did is he put his car against the wall and let go of the wheel and full accelerated. So the wall kept him going the right direction, and he just zipped way past like 6 competitors.
Yes. It's a classic video game move when you do go faster, you tend to anyway. Anyway, back to the real action. We're going toward Banana, and they didn't realise that Zedco had complete control toward the bottom of the tree position, and that is a bit of an oversight for Sangal. That gives Zedco 2 picks instead of something to work with in a 5v3. UV trying to take mid in the meantime, takes the head off of Shock, but he's down to 10 HP in return, and look where Fuzi is. He's going to be in a tough situation. Oh, Forzy, sorry. I'm going to get that one mixed up a couple of times.
Oh, the
push smoke,
spotted.
through the smoke, and Barrel has given up his life. That's unfortunate.
They're going to go B. They recognize that that push up means that there's like maximum 1 player here to defend. And so they're backing off. The flash even holds Forzy at bay. It's all about B-Stick. He's been spotted. He's been spotted! The clear! Oh, Fuzi was reloading. Otherwise, that would have been a sure thing. He still does get it through. But the cost of his teammate, and well, they cross the bomb. That's massive. Because look at the health on these 2 players. Look at the health. Sinners, how do they want to approach this? Forzy's worried that a player could be on his flank. So he's going to waste a lot of time dealing with that.
HE grenade, Mike. Where?
Oh, if he goes coffins. That's the waste. There's the spot. There's the shot. But Fuzi brings it down to 1. Into emo. Into emo. Come on. Throw the nade. Throw the nade. Throw the HE. Where do you read this? Where do you read this? Wrong spot. Molotov into the furs. And he's dead! Fuzi!
Wow.
Getting the 4K through. That was by the slimmest of margins. He had no business winning that one, Trav, but he does it anyway.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, logically, you would say that once he's thrown the Molotov in toward New Box, why hasn't he just chucked his HE in toward Dark? Like, it seems obvious. I know we have the X-ray. I know we can see everything. But that, I mean, they must have known that they were both so low. That is an unbelievable clutch from Fuzi.
I don't think he knows the damage. I think he thinks he's going to flush the player and needs the gun out to watch, right? Because the thing is, if he gets swung on, even if the molly's going to kill the guy, if he gets the shot before the tick happens, it's still around, right? Maybe no one survives, but it's still around for Sangal. So I think it's a fine play. It's a really tough situation. Split second, you lose your teammate. I think the issue there is not playing together in the 2v2, right?
Yes, agreed.
The CT guy fighting a little bit early, but it's still an insane play for Fuzi to pull off with that health.
That was like the NASCAR wall run at the last second coming through.
I was going to say Zedco was like, you know, he hugged the wall, flew right down, got
True.
two. But then he couldn't, his teammates couldn't seal the deal.
It's not for a major championship like that NASCAR one was for, of course. I think you said he was like, I'm pretty sure I also read that he was out of championship contention if he hadn't done that as well.
Exactly.
Which is pretty wild.
Yeah. It was basically the Hail Mary play, the only thing that could work there. So he was actually totally fine with wrecking his car, which was the concern with making that play, is that you catch somewhere on the wheel wall or on the wall in your wheel chamber and you just completely toast. Zedco gone in this one. He is going to get one again. This aggression from Zedco is about the only thing that's actually working for Sinners. So, again, he managed to create something for his team to try and make this a little bit easier. They haven't been able to capitalize just yet here, Trav.
Yeah, I need to take their time and use their utility properly here because they've got full belts on 3 players who Sangal can't afford to make any mistakes.
Did he just put that bullet through Skrunk?
I think he just put it up Skrunk's arse. Yeah, that's not fun. We don't like those. They're painful.
Honestly surprised an op bullet in that region does this little damage, even to your teammate.
I know.
Skrunk walking a little lighter right now, I'll say that much. Oh, this could be bad. They're headed right into the stack. QB's gonna realize this, but it's too late. His teammates are already committed. Wow, they don't check flower bot. This is disastrous. Soulfly has to bail them out. They're gonna rotate the bomb, but now Soulfly's stuck.
15.
And so even if they
13.
take this round, you're gifting so many guns over.
I think they're fine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I think he's got it. Yeah, I was just staring at the minimap. 1 second to spare. He can rotate to A. Goodness me. Talk about cutting it to a thin margin. Right. As you say, they have guns on this retake. They're buying next round. They're certainly going to give this one a go. Yeah. But no kits is the issue.
They kind of have to full sprint it. If Fuzi puts this Molotov down, it should be done. All right, Fuzi, dump the molly, dump the molly, dump the molly. Dump the molly. If they kill Fuzi before he gets this molly out, never mind. It's going to be okay either way. Of course, he's trying to back away. He's not going to be allowed to. It's over. Fuzi is playing so well right now. He started out hot on Overpass, but it feels like this is another level. And T-side opping on this map is not always the easiest prospect.
No, absolutely. I mean, so often you see teams on Inferno actually just not even run an AWP. I mean, I've seen a couple of times recently, happy going for the 5 rifle setup. Even on CT side of some map, I've seen some tier 2 teams not even want to run an AWP on like Vertigo, for example, because rotations and tight angles on retakes are so difficult. But yeah, it's great to see Fuzi putting it to good work, and he's looking superb in this game so far. QB could have an opening duel coming in here, shot pushing the second mid, and just as he looks away from the second mid apartments, that is when QB swings. Unfortunate timing for him, but I reckon he would have got that kill anyway. And right now, Sangal are doing absolutely everything right to stop everything that Sinners are throwing at them.
This is one of those moments where you can just take a beat. You know the pressure's massively onto your opponent. See if they're going to show you something. See if they're going to go for something. Little aggression back. Stack on. Right now, Sangal are reading it right. Bringing the pressure back on towards B. B-Stick is very committed into this fight. If he even goes 1 for 1 here, it's a glorious victory and he doesn't get anything. So that, frankly, should signal the save. Smoke up on the cross. Yeah, there's nothing they can do about this. They're going to back away. Dire situation for Sinners. 8-0 down and not even really able to compete for this round. Forzy may have just gotten spotted there. If he loses the AWP, that's a massive loss. Massive casualty. QB at least dealt with, but Forzy's gone. The op's now gone. The value's gone. I mean, this is disastrous. And Skrunk is trying to figure out where he can throw this gun. Get out of the map! Oh, no!
It doesn't
There's a
go
wall there!
Oh, there's
wall
a wall there as well.
Oh,
Famously, years ago, Zeus tried to do that and could not get it out. And then I think everyone sort of realised since then that it's just not a possibility. So Skrunk's finally found a position where he can get rid of 1 at least, I believe.
I think what they did is Fuzi gave him his op and said, just watch the other op with my op. All good.
Oh,
either way, no one survives. No one makes it through. We're going to have a pause here from Sinners as they try and figure out what the hell they're even going to do in this match, because I mean, it's looking like Mirage to me.
I know. I mean, when Skrunk's given the time to happily do some housekeeping in CT spawn, then you know there's issues, right? It's just not going well at the moment for Sinners. And yeah, no, invisible walls around everywhere in CT spawn. You have to go way nearer the sort of the right-hand wall as you walk toward Banana and the B site itself to actually get it out of the map properly. So, in the end, he gives up on that one, rightly so. Anyone who wants to throw an AWP out in CT spawn now, you now know it is not possible. Find somewhere else, my friends. But for Sinners, they need to find something else, full stop, because right now they're getting obliterated, and they only have 5-7s and deagles in this round, and a bit of util to stop Sangal from reaching 9.
Oops. A little bit of a blunder there for Zedko. I don't think anyone was in position to get caught by that nade, but they're definitely not if he bounces into the sandbags instead. Default hold from Sinners. Pretty normie look to this, considering they don't have really much to work with. So Zedko has as many kills as the rest of his teammates combined, and Zedko does not have a positive KD. I think that tells you the story of how this map has gone.
Yeah, QB needs to be careful. 5-7 is a one-hit headshot here, but thankfully he reacts quick enough. 5-7 and MP9, I think, would be the most requested guns to go for a nerf if it wasn't for the power of the A1S right now, taking up
Please
everyone's
don't nerf
vocabulary.
the 5-7. I need this for my games. Please. Please. Oh, 4C. Speaking of the 5-7, it's so good. It doesn't matter. In this round, it's over.
This is brilliant, isn't it? We're starting to see why Sangal have, like, I think it's like a 60% record on this map, but we're starting to see more why Sinners, one of their most played, and it's like 29%. It's not one that they have in their wheelhouse necessarily. And we've seen this from a few teams in the past. I mean, I've casted plenty of, sort of mid to EU CS, and Tricked was always a famous one where they never had Mirage as a map they could win. They had one time, I think they had like a 15+ loss streak on it or something ridiculous like that, because they had a different permaban, and teams would just pick into Mirage every single time they played them and just burn them every single time. Yeah. And recently, I think in the last couple of months, they really worked on it and actually had a bit of a streak. So, eventually you can get maps which ones you struggle on, to work on them hard enough to make them successful in your pool. But I think for Sinners at the moment, Inferno might take some work.
To say the least. It's interesting, too, because some of the things that were working well for them on Overpass are things that you would think would naturally lend themselves to Inferno. Patience,
Yeah.
playing slow, holding back, saving in a lot of situations. But they don't seem to have a great feel for the util. They don't seem to have a great feel for the rotates, and that's what Inferno ultimately comes down to. 4Z. Oh, going for the ultimate peek. He gets it and isn't punished as well. Players were in position. I thought he was a goner. He gets away with that.
Man.
Finally a good find for them.
Have a good juggle from T-Spawn. Why not?
Skronk wants some nades. What's he going to throw for this? All the way up to B?
This is, I reckon he's planning for a double stack coffin nade, I think. Because there's a jump throw you can throw from the top of the half wall, which lands perfectly on top of coffins. Oh, never mind.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Zedko gone. Alright, they still throw some HEs there. Why not? It's like I had this whole idea. I had this whole plan. Oh, B6 caught in his second kill. That could be huge as 4Z collects one elsewhere. The smoke wasn't covering him off. They didn't think he was here. B-Stick is so low. Oh. Look at the position for Soulfly, though. He's just begging Skronk to play slow right now. Oh, spot the barrel. Knows where he is. There's the freebie. They have a resmoke on this? Or is it still up? Skronk! Skronk, I don't know about that plant! Oh, my goodness. Giving you a real clencher on that one. They need to get this bomb down, and now with the smoke gone, it's going to be so much tougher. Flash for the cross. This is madness. He's trying to bait them in the peak. It's like hanging your wallet out while you walk through a rough neighborhood right now. He's just begging to get his pockets run. But they're not going to do so. And the kill on the banana player, that's devastating. Shock had to get one there. The hold down the trade is there. The health isn't. Soulfly manages to bring that one through. That should have been Sinner's chance. That should have been their moment to finally get on the board, and they are denied.
Can you believe it again? They've had so many opportunities to get a couple of rounds on the board, Sinners. They've had advantageous situations just like that one, and they just cannot find a way to make it happen. If they look back at that round, seeing how Skronk had to maneuver himself around the entirety of the B bomb site to find somewhere safe to plant, and he still does it and still hits the player coming up from Banana, they're going to be ripping their hair out at how they didn't manage to take that one. Soulfly wins the 1v2. Exactly what we expect from him. He is one of the star players for sure. And, yeah, goodness me, there's not one that Sinner's going to enjoy watching back in the demo later, that's for sure.
No. B-Stick is about to catch an aid. Couple of them. Goodbye, B-Stick. He's alive. Are they not going to clear this because they think they killed B-Stick? Gets another one. All right, Sangal, time to remember. HEs stink in this game. Should he have been dead? Yes. But are HEs just occasionally sucked into a vapor world where nothing matters?
A vapor world.
Also, yeah.
I like that one.
Always clear your corners.
Oh, dear. You need to be careful. I mean, it's just the way Counter-Strike works, where usually a CT side struggling so much to win a gun round, and any round at all, they'll win the round. They're first of the game with pistols, and they've had a couple of goes with this sort of buy, but they haven't been very successful so far. And again, if Sangal decide to go into B right now, it is a 2-2 split. They have got the rotation of shot coming in. He's wary of the arch split, and as you say, 25 seconds, it has to be B, I think.
This is rough. They're going to come in. They're starting to rotate the fourth player. Let's see what's going to happen. Zedco caught. That's a big one early on, but Zero trades it. Zero gets more. The 5-7 starting to have major impact here from the coffins. What's the time? 15 seconds. 3 smoke here on cross. That's big. That's big. Here's the playthrough. Forty gets traded. The read is there. He's out of bullets.
No!
He's out of bullets. The Tech 9.
No!
Sinners just cannot buy, beg, or steal around the win here.
Oh my goodness. What do I have to do to win a round?
I think they need to sacrifice
not
their
run out of
firstborn.
bullets.
This is like an Iphigenia situation. The winds won't blow, man.
I can't believe that. The fact that they both run out of bullets at the same time, the fact it's the AWP rushing through the smoke to finish off the first with the pistol, and then Fuzi almost just hits a wonderful spray transfer. But they're just both out of ammunition somehow. Don't ask me how. And everything that could possibly go wrong for Sinners in this game of Inferno is doing so.
I genuinely want to know what Sangal's comms are like right now. I think the comm recording of this map is some of the rounds they've managed to pull off have to be hilarious. Corey's about to have a freebie here. B-Stick's going to give it to him. Playing the edge of the smoke. His vision wasn't obscured. That's a nice find. Zedco might be the next victim, but just trying to funnel in there ahead of that Molotov, and he's dead. Yeah, great trade. Great exchange. Woohoo! 4Z! Managed to get that scope out just in the nick of time. That'll keep this round contentious, but in the meantime, right, he's pulling a rotation because he sees a ton of utility. And that's going to drag Shock around, and if QB gets his kill in the apartments...
Oh!
Snappy reflex. QB literally had to snap back before the second bullet leaves the gun. Otherwise, he's a goner. Yep. He's a dead man. That's quite incredible. Shock's going to come flying through. 2 kills. Brings it down to the clutch. Okay, another chance. Another chance. Sinners, certainly this time. Certainly this time.
Fuzi's smart though. He switched to the AK. I think he knows that some damage has been done to 4Z. It was going to be AWP v AWP, now it's AK v AWP, and if he just stays on a tight line, it's going to be so difficult for 4Z to recover it. It's actually a really smart pre-fire off the edge of the site there. That little wood panel on the corner is wall bangable, and now he's been spotted. He's hit the shot. He's tagging him down. 7 HP. 1 more bullet needed. 4Z is so screwed. If he hits this shot, it would be remarkable, and it's just not going to happen. Once again, Sangal win a close round. Is that the third or fourth 1v1? I don't know. Yeah, Sinners are absolutely lost.
The real question is, how many 1v1s is that for Fuzi specifically?
I know, right?
Pulling these out. He is so good right now for him. Soulfly's even top of the board, but I feel like Fuzi has had some of these that are just hair pullers for Sinners. Oh my. And I mean, look at this. We're 12-0 down and they're pulling out MP9s because they can't get anything. They can't get anything.
Yeah, they're buying down to like 900 and 1250 because they've had full loss bonus the entire bloody game, basically. Finally, they're going down mid. That could be a way to go. Shock will port or catch Corey, and the MP9s are doing so much damage right now. Shock out of bullets though for the trade towards Scrunk. 2v2 and some semblance, some normality of the round, I should say, has been recovered. Scrunk finds a different position to throw an AWP out, which is successful, I think, this time. Finally, he's learning as he goes. 2v2.
I mean, I think that's about as successful as you could get with this many MP9s, right? This is the round that finally cracks it. Look, they've killed Fuzi. They've killed Fuzi. Maybe that's the secret. 4Z here in Boiler. 4Z in Boiler. Let's watch 4Z in Boiler.
He's not looking. He's not looking at all. He's looking up toward apartments right now. They're going to get through toward Arch. Are they going to go Arch? They are. B6 could get just caught looking the wrong way here. He's got 3 kills in this game. He's not had the best time of it. To be fair, none of the Sinners players have, but he is their bottom fragger at the moment, and this could be a rude awakening. Oh no, Mike.
Oh, they don't check it. They don't clear it. I know a chance here for Skrunk, but it's got to be Skrunk. He gets the kill. Another 1v1 brought through. Skrunk, you need to get on that bomb plant pretty quickly here. Don't try and plant open. You'll be dead. And he beats the timing. So he's going to hear this. Did he get the audio cue from 4Z? No, he doesn't know.
I don't think so.
Timing is everything. AK's on. Finally! A round
Right.
for Sinners! Oh my goodness, they've got it. Sinners finally crack one through.
This is where Forzy accidentally hits his disconnect bind and loses the round. I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, that was, if anything could have gone wrong for Sinners in this game, it has done. If it never rains, but it pours, as they say. Finally, a 1v1 goes in their favour, and it just makes you think, doesn't it, Mike, that if a couple of these rounds went differently, this could have been maybe even something like a 10-5, 9-6 with a different monetary situation. Like, these close rounds could have easily completely changed the complexion of this game.
They really could have. And admittedly, I do want to say, we didn't really get into those until late in this half. So even that, I mean, it was never going to be good for Sinners exactly, but acceptable. That could have been on the cards. This is a nice find for B-Stick. He's started to waken up. He's been very quiet here on Banana, been bullied, frankly. But if he can find a little bit of impact as we head into the second half, that would be, well, nice, at the very least. Opener here. Tricky angle for Forzy. Tricky spot for Forzy. It's potentially a one and done. He's actually going to get pushed off the angle. Utility being used. Somehow, he doesn't come away with any damage. That's nice, I suppose. Gets a bit of a do-over on that. Very committed fight into the halls. And look at this. Sangal just making major solo plays here. They're very isolated on these players towards A.
Yeah,
Push Banana. Fuzi, opener found. Does he expect a second to be here so soon? Oh, no, he does not. No, he does not. Forzy collects one. Might just finish off Corey here with an A, and he does indeed. Touchdown.
Yeah, I think Sangal, having now got 12 rounds on T side and their luck's finally run out, I think they're probably saying to themselves, okay, we've been so successful and they've gotten away with so many situations. Maybe it's time now to throw a bit of wackiness into this and go for some pushes through smokes, try and catch off Sinners. We've got what we've wanted in this half. 12 is just absolutely superb. And maybe they're just trying to being a bit wacky with it now. 2 rounds left in the half. And this round is almost over. QB does get one. Skrunk, though, taken down. Now QB needs to try and clutch. Does manage to get that frag and picks up a fresh AK while he plants the bomb, which actually was a very slick move, which could have given him a chance if they weren't so close. But in the end, it doesn't matter. And that's 2 in a row for Sinners. Who would have thought it?
Who would have thought it indeed? And this one actually looks like a convincing round, right? This one looks more like how you expect Inferno T side or CT sides rather to work out. This is one of the most even maps in the pool right now in current meta, which is cool. Yeah. It's about the only one we could say that about. But still, you do expect some success in the defensive side.
More than this. Put it that way.
Yeah. One more round. What do they got?
I have a chance to make that a reality. But just look at their team performance on Sangal right now. 3 of their players on 10 kills. Soulfly 16, Fuzi 14. It's a lovely bit of synergy. And look at that grenade damage to open up round 15. I mean, Forzy 17 health. B-Stick 41, and no, if Skrunk keeps juggling these grenades from T-Spawn like he's been doing with the amount of money they have, the entire T side basically, it's just doing so much damage consistently, and Fuzi's quick with it to take Zedko as well. 1 B defender gone, and if they can find some sort of nade stack to find B-Stick or Forzy, then the B site will just be cracked open.
I love how much this team emphasizes HEs. So few teams put a priority on nade damage. And this team clearly does. Molotov over. Not HEs to chase. One goes back the other way. That's a good chunk of damage. Which is surprised they didn't bring one of those 27 HEs they bought into the round with them. Would have taken Forzy completely out of play. But instead, they're going to focus their efforts on A. And this is actually the strong site. In so much as there is one. It's 2 players, but they're 2 players who actually have health to play with. 40 seconds on the clock. Bit of a cheeky one-way angle with the smoke. Nade sailing into pit, but it's mini pit they need to worry about. No one's clearing that. They're a little late onto it. Zero and Shock might make something of this. Zero still finding damage. How is he still alive? How is he still alive? He's doing it all. He's finally dealt with Fuzi. He's got some 1v1s to his name. This one's going to need to be one better.
Perfect molly. Oh,
he knows,
get a smoke.
He knows where Forzy is now. You could just kill him. He should know.
Oh, it spooked him.
Oh, Fuzi! That is such a cool play. He's not going to be able to win the round, but dang, does he make it look good to send us to the half. And we're back here. Looking like this one could be a quick one. Trav, I'm going to get this pissed around sort of determines this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that half from Sangal T-side Inferno to be at 1.12-0 up, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I think everything that could have gone their way did in the end, and Sinners will be feeling a bit hard done by. But on a lot of those rounds, they only had themselves to blame. Shock working his way up toward the apartments. QB close up with the dual Berettas. Absolutely domed. See you later. It's a dual Beretta stack in the apartments, and Fuzi's fighting his way into that one as well. But in the meantime, they're going in toward B.
Strunk? Oh, catches that kill. B-Stick trades it, but it's looking good right now for Sangal for a moment. Never mind. Coffin's player dealt with means that this bomb's going down, and Sinners are now in a prime position in the post plant. They've still got Shock all the way in alt mid as well. What was that shot on Corey? Did they realize there's a player tree? There's no way they read this tree, right? Zedko gets a kill as a result, and here's going to be Fuzi just trying to finish this one off as we watch the rotation from mid.
Yep, very clean. Who knows? That may be a path back into the game. They've won the last 3 rounds. That makes it 4. And even that final round at the end of the half was a very tight 1v1. 1v1 ridiculously low. And Fuzi just recovering it with the no-scope before getting caught in the back, unfortunately. And a little streak of 3 has given Sinners a bit of life in this game. Sangal have a decent lead, so they're choosing to force buy. And in certain situations on this map, of course, you might go for a full eco and maybe get the rifles in the third instead. But as you so often prioritise utility, you wouldn't have much with that sort of choice. So often the force buy is usually the way to go. That was like overpass. You would see the third round buy, I think, a little bit more in certain scenarios. Plenty of utility, a couple of nades, a couple of smokes, in fact 4 in total still. Sangal could still make this round a difficult one.
Ooh, 40. That's a ripper of a shot. Get her done with the AK here. Gonna get the second one as well eventually. A little belabored on that one, but with those 2 kills, it should determine the round, and you're already seeing the save call for Sangal. They know they've got a long game to play here. You might as well keep these 3 sets of weaponry, limited as they may be, into the next round. So, a 5th on for Sinners here. How many rounds is it going to take for you to believe, Trav?
If we get to... we get to 12-7 and they win a gun round to make it 12-8, I'm believing hard. Let's put it that way.
Okay. 12-8.
Yeah.
Those are your numbers.
That's my limit.
That's your limit.
I've seen...
Shock has a "This is fine" sticker on his AK. Might be how they were feeling after the first half.
Maybe. Maybe. There it is. Not a bad match either, actually, with that skin.
That looks good.
Of course, bomb explosion damage in this map is very, very hard to avoid now. With, of course, all those 4 players falling to almost 30 health after the bomb blast, so need to plant probably the new default, as I like to call it, for pit in the back right corner of the A site, so you don't get blown up if you save in pit. Keeps all their guns intact. No reinvestments required, and if they can build up a bank like Sangal built up throughout the duration of that entire first half, then you never know.
Oh, Zedko down for the count. That's nice aggression coming through from Soulfly. Already found the first. Gets himself an upgrade. Can he get away from this? Yes. Yes, he can. A little bit of a stinger nade on the end of it, just to put B-Stick on notice. And there we go. Advantage found for Sangal. And now they're going to hope that this funnels the remaining players in towards the stack. And based on the position of the bomb, which is might. But no, seems like they'll redouble their efforts towards Banana. Hoping to molly a player out of the corner. He's not there. And now we see... I think Sangals are trying to coax Sinners into playing that incredibly slow style we saw from them on Overpass. Yeah. And maybe get them to wander into a stack. The question is, when do Sangals pull the plug on this A-lean and rotate? And whenever it is, doesn't look right now like it's going to be in time.
Yeah, I mean, he's the right man with the Galil. Soulfly has that, even though he's below half health. He's got the Kevlar, and he is the top fragger. And there you go. Playing the headshot angle on Coffin is going to work out for him. Finally, he swung by B-Stick. So that is the site open for business. But again, of course, Sangal are buying next round. So they're going for this whatever the case. Sure, it's probably impossible considering there's no kit. 2 sets of Kevlar, 5.7 and P250. But they are going with a 4-man push toward Banana. And Shock's in trouble.
This is going to be interesting. He takes the first, damage onto the second. He's eventually overwhelmed. I mean, even just making this costly isn't the worst idea for the long game. MP9's picked up. The AK's worth saving. Yeah, QB's going to get the heck out of dodge with that. But time for Strong to go give this a little dip. A little look. Maybe even just keep them close to the bomb. See if that'll detonate. B-Stick stuck here for the moment. I'll try and come around. Where's the read? There's the shot. There's the kill. $600 made, and he's away. So an expensive round. A lot gained here for Sangal. Yes, Sinners will win it, but when we talk about the long war... This is a good round for Sangal. And they get the second rifle, too.
That's
Why
an
not?
AK as well. Wow. You know what? It's these sort of small details that sometimes you don't even see, like, you know, tier 1 teams at the major do. Like, it's really cool stuff. That's why I think that Skrunk, you know, always has his brain turned on at every given opportunity. It's really impressive. It's why I'm happy that he's having some success with this EU team of Sangal. And yeah, just little details like that, going back to the AK, you know, making more players die to the bomb, stuff like this, making sure the AK runs away and saves while he goes in for damage. It's just so nice, and he's going to be rewarded with an opening frag in the following round as well, dealing with B-Stick as he tries to take top banana. 3 players here for Sangal, so Sinners are going to be in for some trouble if they want to try and retake it.
Uzi waits the timing shot, full blind on that one. Now Sinners down 2 men. Oh, and this is where you're in that really tough spot, right? You drained a ton of the bank into this one. You're down 2 men early on. You're so spread out now. You've got Zedko trying to take the space, but if he drops, he's so isolated. He'll tuck into the corner. Oh, he's just going for it. There's the spot. Scrunk gets the gun out, gets the kill, and now B is close for business. There was no one close to being able to play off of him, off the space that he gained. And I mean, pick your poison. Pick your poison in a 2v5, right? Disastrous round so far. They're going to go in towards Corey here at Moto. And that's a nice kill for Shock. That opens up the middle of the map. That does force a little bit of an adjustment here. Uzi is retaking the angle, though, and confirms the positioning. So that's a lot of comfort. 30 seconds. They're backing away from it. This could just turn into a T-side save, actually. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
They're walking up, but I actually agree that T-side save is probably better here, considering Zero has 5,700 to be able to drop a couple of guns, but they are going to go for it. Shock will go down, and now Zero with 13 seconds. Shock's Molotov does burn out Kyubi, but Fuzi will finish him off. And yeah, I mean, often we criticise teams for saving. We say, okay, that's just not the correct choice when you could easily have a way back into the round, especially on Inferno, but in that situation, I might even edge on the side of them criticising them for not saving. Because if they both say that they have 2 guns, Zero had 5,700, that's most certainly 2 AKs that can be dropped over. That's a much better buy than what they have right now, especially 13-6 down.
I do like that Sinners appear to be carrying on the ferrying of utility tradition. Don't know what they're planning to do with it this time.
I know, right? I mean, especially in Sangal's case, right, on their T side, they just had so much money throughout the duration of the entire T half, they could just afford to do it every single time. And obviously, like you see it on Dust 2 in CT, just chucking those nades into lower tunnel and up short. You see it on our overpass as well sometimes, going for stacks. It can be very rewarding. Always nice to see. That update certainly changed the game for sure.
Yeah, really did. It's crazy how much impact it's had. And it's made it a lot more fun, right? People were worried it would lower the skill ceiling, but it's raised the scheme ceiling. Oh, that's a big pick. Op down. Arches lost. They were hoping for exactly that play. Middle of the map now wide open. These 2 sets of CTs very isolated. Uh-oh. It's not on armor on a lot of players, but an op mitigates that problem quite a bit. Here they come, flying in towards sight. Corey overwhelmed. QB got 1, but only 2 in sum total. This could be disastrous. Okay, brought back to the 2v2. Rifles are picked up. Bombs now down, ticking away. It's already a successful round considering what they brought into it for Sinners. But obviously they don't have a lot of cushion for these sort of moral victories. You got to get the real ones. Now it's just Zedko, no armor, to try and defend. 2 players coming in from the same angle. Zedko's going to play the off, and he's deleted. Soulfly, no mercy. No mercy from Soulfly whatsoever. This round is over and done, and he'll even wait the tick for Scrunk to be able to get the AWP.
That's an interesting one, right? I mean, it's very picky and probably micro-critical, but you could say that even though Shock could have easily found a timing and he wants to continue to take initiative in that situation, knowing that there might be a quick rotation, knife out perhaps up mid, perhaps if they play a crossfire on site, one of the most crossfireable sites, let's call it, are in the game, the A site of Inferno. If Shock just doesn't give up his life there to Soulfly, I think that round could be a Sinner's round. And, of course, it is hindsight, and often that is an easy way to look at it, but if he just stays alive there, perhaps there's more of a chance. Soulfly deletes all 3, and the first and third shots were particularly tasty indeed.
This round does feel like it could be the nail in the coffin percentage if they can't get her done here. I mean, obviously, it would be map point. But the money alone means that this one can be done. Oh, the nade. Ouch! That actually did nothing. How did that do nothing? I'm so
did
confused.
4 damage. Yeah.
Dude, I hate HEs.
Unfortunately, Zedko and Zero were nowhere near for that one.
I thought it was just going to land in Shock's lap, though. Here's a swing, 1 for 1. Not really a great trade here. I guess it's all right since they've got players who are low, but that's maybe a bit of an overplay from old Scrunk. It'll drag the rotator. Soulfly's coming off at the wrong time. Fuzi's going to put himself right in the line of fire. This is now the second time he's just kind of served himself up on a silver platter here over towards A. Trade back. QB able to get into pit. Time's getting short. 25 seconds. They've got no time to spare. The bomb's been dropped. QB is dealt with. For 20 seconds, they got to go. And it's just going to be Forzy, and he's about to get caught from mid. He gets the kill, but I genuinely don't know if he has time, and Soulfly will put him in the dirt.
Soulfly, slick with it, clean with it. Up to 24 and 11. I mentioned he was a bit quieter than normal on Overpass, but Inferno, I've got to say, is where I've seen him do some of his best work historically, even on the old Sangal teams in the Major and Paz era. He has loved this map historically, and yeah, that's another very clean 1v1 that he just won out there. Insta headshot, positioning himself perfectly. Brilliant crosshair placement. Now Sinners are left with an AK, 2 in fact, a Galil and 2 Deagles to save this game and prevent a third map, but I think that is almost inevitable at this point. They never got to the 12-8 like I mentioned, and for that reason, I was always confident in that going the distance.
Well, seems like we're going to get a bit of an exploding towards B to swing back in. Scrunk, 1 for 1. And this is interesting. You've got complete split pushes on either side of the map, but no one has the bomb. You've managed to get the even trades, but positioning is so rough here. What is he going to do? Corey comes back in. That's a big kill. That's the huge catch for Shock. That's got to funnel them back here towards A. And it means that Fuzi's on his lonesome. And this time he can't aggress into any angle. He's been caught here a couple times. How does he want to play this? He was the late round god on Overpass.
Yeah.
On in the first half of this one.
Fuzi's in pit with an AWP. That's interesting.
They have a molly? They don't have a molly. Whoa, but they're going to be into mini pit. He hears the drop. He can't get around in time. Can't snap it. That's a great execution, and Soulfly's just going to save.
Yeah, makes sense. Unfortunately, Fuzi there. I mean, probably pit AWP is one of the most difficult positions to make work, especially if you have no information of long either, as you could see. Soulfly's off toward B, so had to look at basically everything. And while that does sort of put you in a corner where you won't be flanked, which is smart to some extent, if you get dropped on from apartments like he did, then it's pretty unfortunate. What I will say is it actually wasn't the most awful place to put himself in, because he's already seen and heard the information of 2 players pushing apartments and getting a quick trade on his teammates, right? So he thinks, surely they don't double push apartments again. Well, they did. Unlucky. Soulfly will save the M4. The Prince Stream with 4 Fury Hollows on it. That is exactly the same M4 that I use, so respect.
That's the mark of a good skin. Does Trav
Exactly.
CS use it? That's what all the pros aspire to imitate. Well, I see an op paw down, and I got an op paw. I'm pretty sure Fuzi rocks it too, so just saying, Fuzi's a man of taste.
Exactly. Soulfly's knife-glove combination, though, is disgusting. He needs to improve that one.
I'll let him know. I'm sure he's very concerned about your opinion on this one. What he's not needing to improve is getting that opener. God dang! Soulfly's been good.
So good. Don't need good knives or gloves to get you sick aim, as it's proved there. He's been brilliant the entire map of Inferno. Up to 25 and 11, and will drop his M4 to Scrunk as well, as he is low from that duel. So perfect opening for Sangal to get 1 kill closer to closing this out.
I actually think, counterintuitively, having a more boring glove-knife combo probably makes you less tempted to pull your knife out in critical situations. Just saying here.
Maybe.
Skrunk. What you got for us? What you got for us, Skrunk? B-Stick's clearing the space. Smokes are coming in. Utilities being deployed, but this rifle could still ruin all their plans. Never mind, he's bailed.
Unlucky.
Thought he was going to commit. He bailed. Disappointed me. Let me down.
Going for Shark. Good timing. Needed that kill badly. Fuzi's taken B-Stick there, and that gives us one a possibility because they still have a hitting play on Soulfly. He was low from the beginning, but they can just pick that up if they need to. They've got it again now. 2v2. Make that a 2v1 as all the trades come in. They found the kit. They found the smoke. Fuzi's going to get on it. He's holding it. He's got no armor. He's on it. He can't be found.
He keeps losing it. He keeps moving.
Oh, no way! How did he lose that? How did he get off it so many times?
So he was trying to lower his head, and the bomb was planted a little higher than he expected, and each time he kept coming off of the bomb. If he just sticks it on the first one, he has that. It's over. The game's over.
That's the thing with the smoke, right? Like, he doesn't actually know where the bomb is exactly. So when he looks down, he accidentally cancels it when he doesn't know it. Because he can't actually see the bomb because of the smoke. So, in the end, a bit of self-pain there. And that game should have been over. I know he had no armor, but if he sticks that first time, I reckon they get it. Damn. And now it's USPs, so you never know. We're going to have 15-9.
The full stack, they're hoping to come back in towards B. It's just going to be Skrunk throwing a flash as soon as they detect press and stop banana, and then they'll all go. Problem is, I think best case scenario is Zedco trips this, and he's not even going to do it. So it's looking like Sinners have the right read on this situation.
Yep.
They win this shell game. But next round's going to be real spicy, I think. They're going to have all the util they want here, Trav. And that's, I think, going to allow Sangal to be a bit more creative with how they approach it.
Yeah, Fuzi's got 3750, so that's open utility for sure for him. They're going to go for a bit of a push through the smoke. That might be able to deal with Forzy. He's now on his own with the op. Needs to be careful. He flicks very nicely for the second, but he overflicks for the third. And he'll get run down, but unfortunately, look where Shock is. Both kills in the back, no AWP saved for Sangal, no extra money in the next round for you. And they
B-Stick holds the MAC-10. Oh no, he got away from it. Did he get away from that right at the end, or did he just buy a new AK? Either way, it's fine. Obviously, money doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're 59 anyway, so I think probably just the MAC-10, knowing that they were low money, bought it for that round alone, go straight back to the AK for the next. Makes sense, I would say.
Certainly.
There's no helmets, apart from Kyubi, so you never know. That MAC-10 could have been an issue. Flusher made use of that, famously, a number of times in his career. Deleting players on a full buy when they don't have a helmet. Okay, that's a deletion from Fuzi.
There we go. That's why you want the AWP back up. And now they got the utility to defend B as well. I mean, look at the Molotovs, right? You got 2 mollies, you got 2 smokes still here, you got 2 flashes still here. That's going to allow them to just stall things out. 1 smoke, 1 Molotov are now deployed. This flushes Zedco forward. He's low. Could be in trouble. They have an HE? No. No, the only HE's in pit. The one time Sangal really needs an HE nade. It's not close at hand.
Unfortunate. I don't think walking back toward B with Forzy and Zedco.
Look at the bomb,
B-Stick. I mean, problem with this is they've got a player boosted up, and this boost for Yorp is not necessarily going to get that pick at all. They're not going to be moving off that boost for a while. Moving all 4 players now back to a banana, and this could be where the game ends, because with Zedco so low, this boost needs to be hard cleared.
Strunk's playing just with the Molotov here, right? To play off the contact. There it is. There's the kill. Molly's going to come out, ripping right out. That segments out a player in pool. Huge kill. But the trade is there. Love the play from Soulfly. And as you were saying, this could be it. This could be it. Nade's continuing to sail over. They're going to flash Soulfly through. This is madness. That was too much. That was an overextension. That might have just given them the path right back in here. Bomb's going to go down, and Fuzi hits another shot. It's all on the 0 now. 3 more targets to find. He'll take the first, but he's down to 18 points of health. He's running out of time, and they know it. They're just going to chase him down, knowing he's done for, and it's Fuzi, fittingly, to put the last kill away. Celebratory taps from his teammate, and that's going to be the game coming through from Sangal.
Very nice stuff from Sangal, especially their T side. The T side is what won them that game. And I've got to say, it was one of the most enjoyable 12-3 halves of Inferno I think I've ever casted. That was a lot of fun, that Sangal half, and they deserve that map for sure. Definitely the better team. Sinners looked a bit lost on their CT side. Bit of T side recovery, which gives them some form and some confidence, I would say, going into the decider. And that decider, honestly, I feel like can go either way. Both these teams have shown that they're very adept at taking their own map pick, very adept knowing what they're doing in specific scenarios on their own map pick. We knew